So something really awesome came yesterday. This is a Mezco, a 1/12 collective Fantastic Four figures, 1/12 scale. All four of them as a team. And I've been waiting for this thing. I think I ordered it back in June of 2021. So it's been over 2.5 years almost. And I'm a huge Fantastic Four nerd. Growing up as a kid, they were my favorite Marvel characters. I actually had a subscription, a mail subscription to Fantastic Four, the comic book, for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, early teens, whatever it was. I don't know if they even do subscriptions like that anymore. I haven't really read comics in some years. I did pick up the reboot a couple years ago of Fantastic Four, which was excellent. Galactus and Doom were featured right away. I was in heaven, but I slowly fell out of collecting. But anyway, so this is one that I just couldn't wait. Mezco, through the past 5 years, has been probably my favorite toy manufacturer up until earlier this year. The '89 Batman that came out, I have a video on it. I'm kind of harsh on it. I've since liked it more than that video. Kind of like the Star Wars prequels. At first, I was disappointed, but then I kind of took it for what it was, and now I'm okay with it. But Mezco's missed some beats here recently, in my opinion, between the '89 Batman. I got the Mr. Freeze. It wasn't a home run. It was okay. But my faith in Mezco has been shaken a little bit lately. So this was kind of like, boy, I hope this hits because this is like a big deal to me. Unfortunately, right away, right out of the box, this thing is damaged pretty bad. It's hard to tell. You can see it a little bit, but it must have happened in shipping. I've already contacted Mezco, took some pictures. Hopefully they can send me at least a tin cover, a lid. The side of the box is damaged as well. You can't see it, but it's damaged. But man, I'm so bummed out because this thing is awesome. I mean, this is classic Fantastic Four, like you'd see them drawn in the 60s or 80s, This tin is massive. It is 16 feet tall by 12 inches wide by about 6.5 inches deep. It is super big, but as you can see here, it says Fantastic Four in the official script there. And in the back is a real old, this is like right out when they first were created, 63 or something. Look at that. That is really cool. And I love that Mezco has paid an homage to this. I prefer classic Fantastic Four versus the modern look. Modern's still cool, but this is just awesome. And then the top and bottom, you have the Fantastic Four logo. So this is the tin. This is a massive undertaking for Mezco. I've got I've got the Zack Snyder Justice League one, which isn't as big as this, but this is 4 figures. And I'm gonna go through this by stages. So this is just the box. Then I'm gonna go through all the stuff that comes in the box. There's like 4 layers of figures and accessories. This is no joke. Pretty cool set. So this is the box, and next we'll move on to what comes in the box. All right, so you open the box up and you get this pretty much, a foam piece protecting the top. And then you get your 1/12 scale collective, saying this is not toys. They're not meant for children, intended for ages 18 and up. So there's your little thing there, 18 and up for these toys. They're not toys, they're collectibles. They're not cheap, so it's not like a $20 Hasbro figure. There's some substance to this. And then you have some directions, which there's quite a bit of directions here. How to put together the flame effects for Johnny, for Human Torch, how to put together, Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, he can stretch. He has an upper torso that stretches, really cool stuff like that. How to do, some of the light up features for the stand, that base that Johnny has. And then even for Sue, how to connect her accessories for the invisible shield, stuff like that. So there's quite a bit here. I always like directions. I'm glad they include that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. So here's the first layer, and we'll open this stuff up better, but you get a look right here at the figures. Ben, Thing, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Reed Richards. And they have the classic color suits. I was worried that they could do a more modern, darker blue, but no, this is that lighter blue like you see classic Fantastic Four. So I'm so glad that we see Mezco doing classic. We saw it with the Batman release. Actually, I have them right up here. This Batman right here, the classic look. And I have the Joker on pre-order too, that's classic. And even, Hot Toys is doing some classic stuff now. So I love that these companies are doing classic comic looks. And then each, character comes with multiple head sculpts. Thing, Ben's got like 4 head sculpts. Sue's got 3. Johnny's got 3, and Reed has got 3 as well. Reed does include, it's kind of hard to tell here, but he has the more modern look with the beard, which is cool, but I'll be displaying more of the classic look. So that's the first tray. Here's the second tray, and this is a lot of the effects. A lot of hands, Ben's hands, I think Sue's hands there. Yeah, Sue's effect pieces right here. And then I think Reed's, or maybe those are Sue's hands. These are Reed's hands right here. And then Johnny's, all his flame effects, which this is going to take me a little bit to look at the directions and how these all attach. And then here's like his stand, which apparently lights up with batteries. And then he can sit inside this stand in it, which is pretty neat. And then there's the third level. The third level has more effects for Johnny, throwing some, fireballs, whatever. I'm not sure. I think this is for Ben, these pieces here. And then here's Sue's protective force field. Almost looks like there's been gunshots hitting it. If I can zoom in there, you can see that gunshots have been hitting it. So she's protecting herself or the team with that. And then here's Reed for his stretchy stuff. His long legs, his upper torso, which stretches, and I believe that's bendable. And then his neck, which is bendable. And then some large hands. And then Herbie, which I'm not a huge fan of Herbie. I might have wanted something else instead of him. But I know he came about and was popular for some time in the cartoon and early on when he was made. When I followed Fantastic Four in the 80s and 90s, to my memory, Herbie wasn't even a thing. But he's there, so it's cool they added him. And then finally, the last level here, Ben comes with a coat. He has a coat, glasses, and a hat for his incognito look, which is really cool. They did that. And of course, your 1/12 collective bags. There's 4 of them, so you can put all the accessories in these bags if you don't want to keep the packaging. I always keep the packaging with Mezco, so I don't worry about these bags. I just keep them in place. And then there's 4 stands. There's 3 here, 1 behind here, and they all have that Fantastic Four, classic look. And then Ben comes with a piece of like iron, what is that, like girder or whatever, and then a lamppost. And what's cool about this lamppost, I don't think in the promo pics it showed this, but it actually says Yancey Street, which is awesome that they did that. I don't know, I think these might be bendable as well. I'll have to find out when I open it. But pretty cool that he comes with those destructible pieces to kind of be bending, that kind of stuff. So I'll get this stuff all opened up and we'll take one figure at a time. So here's Ben. He was the first one in the package, so I took him out first. And these are all the accessories he comes with. So quite a bit here. If you look here, the head sculpts, here's the extra head sculpts he has. Kind of a frowning look here. And then the angry look, which this one looks really good. If I could get this thing zoomed in. Look at that. You can even see his gums and his tongue. What an awesome head sculpt. This is kind of like just, he's like grumpy, which is typical Ben. Super cool. And then here's one where he's smiling. Wish they gave the lighter side of Ben too, which is nice. And then of course, the one that comes with here is just kind of like a standard look. I've got him incognito with the coat and the hat. Let me pull this forward a little bit so you can see this head sculpt. So this one's just kind of like no nonsense Ben right here. And this hat fits all the head sculpts. So no matter what head sculpt you have on, the hat fits good. It could probably fall off if you if you mess with it, but it sits on pretty good. In fact, I'm going to take it off right now just because it's going to fall probably. But looking at this this coat, a lot of times with figures, especially 1/12, coats are tough to get on. But I'll say this, I've done with Hot Toys figures, with Jedi cloaks, stuff like that. This coat was maybe the easiest coat I've ever put on a figure. You take the hands off, and then you just put his arms back, like this, and then you put the sleeves on, like you're putting a real coat on. And this thing is wired everywhere. It's wired around the collar. It's wired here, so I bend it over to give it like a collar. The belt is wired, so you can leave it open or have it like I did. I roped it around. This is all wired, so the whole thing can be like wind blowing. But it's cool that they gave him this accessory. I'm not going to probably pose him with this. I'm going to have him in a battle scene with the other 3 members fighting Doom when my Doom shows up. I can't wait for Doom. I petitioned Mezco many times about that. Direct message them. Probably bother them so much they finally made it, which you're welcome if I was the reason for it. But the proportion of the head is perfect. His head's always a little smaller than his body, and I think Mezco nailed that. They got the proportion right. But I wanted to show him with the coat. In the promos, it showed him with glasses too, and the glasses look kind of goofy. Honestly, I wasn't going to use them, but I can't find the glasses in here. So I think they might have either nixed it at the last second, or I just haven't found it yet in these 4 containers worth of material here, or accessories. If I come across them, I'll let you know, but as of right now, I don't think he has the glasses. But still, the coat and the hat is enough to, do the incognito look that we saw in the comics. And even the movies did it. That first Fox movie did the incognito look too, which was pretty cool. So let's look at a couple of the accessories here. Besides your 4 heads, which I love when Mezco gives so many head sculpts, you got 6 hands for Ben. So here's some grasping hands, which, typical grasping, right? Like he's fighting someone. And then you got these power effects, these punch effects that go on the fists. Let me see if I can get one on real quick. I got it on a minute ago. It goes a specific way. Yeah, like that. So it's like he's punching. They've been doing this more. A lot of the Wolverine have come with these effect pieces. I don't think I'm going to use it. You can see the kind of like a circle here. I don't know if that's from the mold or if that's just supposed to be that way. But, cool enough that it comes with accessory pieces like that. And then probably my favorite accessories, which I am going to use, is this iron girder. And you can see this hand is designed to grip that girder just right. And the girder is bendable. Look at that. It twists. So it's really cool. You can make, like Ben has bent it when he's, in a battle. He's going to chuck this at Doom or whoever. And the same thing with the lamppost. The lamppost is bendable. And it bends really good. And, I looked at the promo pics, and Yancey Street, that sign was not on the promo pic. So good on Mezco for adding that with Ben. A nice ode to Ben. And then this lamp is almost, it's a rubbery, but it's kind of translucent so you can see through it. You can light it up if you use a light behind it. It'll light up. So if you're looking to take pictures, of course it's been, pulled apart. And there's nice detail work there. The wires are actually colored. There's some red in there, black. So this is a really cool piece. I'm going to use this as well when I have a look on my head for the team, a Doom in the middle fighting the team, and I'm going to have Ben jumping from behind with these 2 items in his hand, like he's going to hit Doom with them. So really cool accessories for Ben. I gotta admit, I feel much better with Mezco right now because of this release, what I've seen so far with just Ben. Really high quality. I'm going to try and take this coat off on screen to show you guys. The hands do got to come off. Yeah, the hands got to come off. And I'm going to show you some articulation with Ben here. Being a figure this size, he's not articulated very good, which is to kind of be expected. If you have the dark side for Mezco, very similar. Not a lot of articulation. Let me throw the hands back on. The hands are kind of like a rubbery. They go on really easy. Pretty easy. One thing, when I came out of the package, this belt was twisted. And one thing, the belt is separate. As you can see, it's separate from the shorts. So you can just twist it like that. But let's change this head out. I haven't changed the heads out yet. Head comes off real easy. Look at that. Look at that, it's clobbering time. His torso can rotate. It can rotate, but you don't got anything else with the torso. That's it. It just rotates. And then the arms, almost like McFarlane, they have this little gap piece in there. Bicep swivels somewhat. And then there's your elbow. Elbow only goes about less than 90. And then the fist, I had the fist on backwards, holy cow. I put him on backwards. He is heavy though, you can probably hear him hitting the table here. He is really heavy. Heavy figure. Head rotation is really good. I mean, he can get all sorts, look at that look right there. Man, that is awesome. If I could just get his fist to come together, like it's clobbering time. But look at that. That is awesome. Very cool. And then his legs can go up about 90. Double jointed knees, but doesn't give you 90. And then the feet, not a lot. You can go up and down and then rotate. They rotate. There's no ankle rocker. There's a little bit, but not enough to really get him doing. Yeah, his ankles don't rock enough to really hold him. You may have to use a stand for him. I don't know if he has a flight stand. I don't think he does. A flight stand wouldn't work. He's too big. But look at that. That is really cool. Really cool figure. Man. Let me pop on the other heads here. Here's the smiley look. Completely changes his demeanor with that smile. Really cool. And then the other one is kind of like the grumpy look, which is typical Ben. Heads pop on real easy, like most Mezco figures. Yeah, look how grumpy he looks. Very cool. And then the rock detail is really nice. It's like a hard rubber, hard plastic. Well, not a hard plastic. It feels a little soft rubbery maybe. I don't know, but it feels good. The painting's done really well. You know, sometimes he's painted a lot more orange, like you see here. I feel like they did the classic look for Reed, Sue, and Johnny in this set, but for Ben, they went a little more modern. He's got the darker orange color, which is more modern, but it's not a big deal. I think if he was bright orange, it might be a little weird, honestly. But he has the official, you know, trousers, the original, and that 4 is three-dimensional. It's rubbery. This is like a fake leather here. That might deteriorate. And then this is just like a lycra material, which works. You can kind of see his joints there a little bit. But overall, Ben is really cool. Nice figure. All these head sculpts, the hat, and then the coat, and those accessories are super cool. I love that these accessories bend. They bend really good. So next we'll do Sue Storm. So real quick, I found the glasses. They were just below his fedora in the packaging. So they go on. They actually stay on pretty good, not perfect. But so there's the look. Glasses and hat. And they go on, let me back this out. They go on every head sculpt, I believe. They go on every head sculpt, even like this grumpy one. And the fedora goes on. Pretty good. Yeah, so if you want to do the glasses with Ben, you can do it. Actually, let's do the other one. This is kind of like the sad look, the sad Ben, like he's trying to, you know, see what his wife's up to, or Alicia's up to. This is before Alicia, right? But they go on. They don't stick on. They go. He has for his ears. He has no ears, so that's kind of how they go on though. They stay pretty good. So if you want to do the glasses with the fedora and the coat, you can do so. Full incognito for Ben. Pretty cool. So here's Sue Storm, Invisible Girl, Invisible Woman, and this is all she comes with here. We'll get into the invisible effects in a minute. It took me probably about a half hour to figure this out. There's instructions about how to use these two shields, and it's a friction fit with the hands, but they don't tell you which hands. And as you can see, they give you a ton of Sue Storm hands. There's like 10 or 12 or something, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, like 13 hands. So it was hard to figure out from the directions which hands held this big one up. I tried using both hands as the instructions show, but at the end of the day, what I used was this plastic piece they give you, which isn't in any of the directions or anything. I think they realized last minute that she's not going to be able to hold this up with both her hands. Friction fit into like pieces like right there. So this is the piece you're supposed to use that plugs in back in here, and then her hand goes on the end here. But it's near impossible to do so. I tried to get her kneeling like the promo pic shows, kneeling, holding this one kind of on the ground, but she can't kneel all the way. Incidentally, if you're a Mezco fan and been collecting, this body, I believe, is a Catwoman body. So you won't be happy with that. Most people aren't happy with the Catwoman body. It lacks articulation. It's an old body. Mezco just still hasn't updated their female bodies yet. But with that said, it doesn't bother me too bad. You know, I get her in this pose, which is what I'm probably going to display her, something like this. Boy, I'm afraid to take these pieces off because it was so hard to get them to stay. And even over time, I don't know if this body, as thin as the arms are, if it's going to hold this pose. Right now it's fine, but I just don't know. But she comes with 3 head sculpts, and they're not terribly different. This one right here is the one I'm going to probably use. It looks like she has the most concentration, you know, holding her shields up, protecting herself and the team from a strike. And then you get like this head sculpt right here, which is, you know, actually pretty good. It's a nice head sculpt. The hair is painted good, dry brushed, real nice. The hair is very pliable. It's like a really soft, thick rubber. But that's a pretty good head sculpt. Eyes look really good. And then the next head sculpt, again, not a whole lot of difference. She's kind of smirking in this one a little bit. So not terribly different. I love that Mezco gives multiple head sculpts, though. That's one thing I really like is their accessories they give, and then the multiple head sculpts for figures. Really cool. So this is a smiling one. Might be nice for a picture with her and Reed or something, like she's flirting with Reed. But I'm probably going to go with the one that is on her right now for a battle scene I'm going to do. Yeah. She's really concentrating. And that effect piece on top is magnetic, and it sticks to all 3 heads. So all 3 heads, you can use that magnetic piece if you want. And then this again is a piece that is supposed to attach to either one of these invisible shields. Or you can just use like an effect piece, like she's attacking invisible stuff at whoever. And then it has this little small one, which I still don't know what this is for. Could just be a little one, like she's starting to do an attack or a protective barrier. And then this is in with her stuff as well. I think it's for the batteries, but I'm not certain. Or if I thought maybe it was a controller for Herbie, but I think it might be for getting batteries in and out. But I don't know. There's no directions on what this is. There's a little picture there, and I can't tell what that picture is. Regardless, she doesn't come with as much as Ben does. But with that said, the shield here is really cool. You can see like the bullet holes it's stopping. You know, Doom comes with his pistol, so I'm going to probably have Doom with that pistol out with one hand. like he's firing at Sue. And then, you know, articulation, I'm not going to go over it too much. It's like Catwoman. The belt is kind of high, and I think it's stitched into that position, so you can't move the belt. From what I gathered, it's really high, which kind of stinks. And there's the base. And I've got her on the base because she would not stand in this pose without the base. So I need that base. And then here's the other, I think it's like supposed to be a shield. You know, it's always hard to do invisible effects, right? Because you can't see them. But kind of like the comics, you can still see them for our benefit. But this thing is designed in a cool way. It's kind of got darker blue around the outside and then a clear in the middle. It's done really well. If you get a light on it, you can see how clear it is in the middle. And then it goes down to that darker blue on the outside. So semi-translucent, really cool. Yeah, that piece right there is what's holding it up. I just assume eventually that arm is gonna drop, or that elbow joint's gonna drop, because this effect piece is not light. It's kind of heavy, kind of on the heavier side for a figure this small to hold it up. But that's Sue. I'm not gonna go over articulation. Like I said, if you have Catwoman, you'll know what it is. It's not a lot of articulation. Upper chest can move back. There's no bicep swivel. Arms are less than 90 degrees. So the head's got good movement, and the wrists too. And there's good, you know, ankle rocker. You can see she's got her foot bent there pretty good, supporting the pose. So that's Sue Storm. So here's Johnny Storm and all the accessories he comes with. He comes with quite a bit. He seems to be the most intricate as far as putting them together, although Sue is kind of difficult. But if I bring Johnny up a little bit, you can see what he looks like here. Classic Johnny, you know, this looks like 60s Johnny with a haircut. This is just kind of like a normal look. Nothing too cocky or arrogant. Mine was kind of twisted. You can still see maybe down here how twisted the seam is right here to the front of the boot. I was trying to bring it back without getting it popped out of that boot. But my suit was kind of twisted in shipping, and I have a little bit. You can see a little bit of a mark right here on the FF symbol, which kind of sucks. Doesn't look too bad in camera, but in person you can really see it. It's almost like the glue or something, where that's like not cut right. But here's Johnny. Very 60s look, very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I won't be using this head sculpt, but it's cool. And there's his gloves. Again, this belt, Ben's belt was the only one that was movable. These are all like glued in place, I think. You can't move the belt at all. So, you know, as far as posability, he's like your most Mezco figures. He has pretty good range. You know, head goes every which way, the neck moves. He's got, you know, his upper torso moves, his waist moves, and then of course, you know, he can go out like your typical Mezco. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, ball hinge joint for the wrist, you know, legs kick out all the way, double jointed knees. This guy, he's got really good articulation compared to Thing or Ben Grimm and Sue Storm. Johnny's got some good articulation. And then the rockers, pretty good rockers too. The one thing that he doesn't come with, I kind of wish they would have done a full-on Human Torch body. They give you tons of effect pieces, which we'll get together here in a minute. But you don't have a full-on, you know, a full flame-on Johnny like that. It would have been cool if they would have given us the extra body. Because while these flame pieces are neat, he's not fully Human Torch in my opinion. Let's pop the other head sculpt on, the other Johnny Storm head sculpt, and see what we got here. Boy, that neck, oh, you know what? The ball joint came out. Boy, this is weird how they did this. There we go. So there's your kind of like cocky looking Johnny. The Johnny we all know and love, right? His eyebrows raised. He has that smirk going. You know, just really full on arrogant, like Johnny always is. Awesome. Again, I won't be using this head sculpt because I'm going to use the Human Torch one, but that is really cool. So the Human Torch head sculpt, I'm not going to put it on because we have to put batteries in, but here it is, and it is translucent, as you can see, and it also lights up. This head sculpt lights up. So underneath here, you pull this ball thing out, and here's 2 little batteries go inside here, which I'm sure the batteries won't last long, but you know, it's cool they did that. So that's what I'm gonna be using, this head sculpt here. It's hard to tell now, but it has the lines. I love when they do the lines like that, the lines on Human Torch. Classic look of how he looked in the comics. But yeah, and then he comes with 8 different hands, you know, some flight hands, grasping hands, and then of course his fists. And then here's all the pieces that go on his body to give him like he's starting to kind of flame on. I think that neck piece will replace that neck piece. And then he has his fireball effect with a hand in it. I'm probably going to use that. And then this is for the batteries. The directions showed for the batteries. So there's 3 big batteries, I think, go in this base right here. And then he stands on top of this. This wraps around like his legs. And then those 2 small batteries go inside the head sculpt there. So just to kind of show you guys here real quick, the directions. Johnny has the most directions. You can see here, there's the pieces for the flame effects that go on his body. And then I messed up. This post I used for Sue for the shield is actually designed for Johnny for a fireball, to be throwing a fireball. Either you can put it in his hand or like he's throwing it. But it worked out better for Sue holding that big shield, so I'm going to go with that. And then it shows you how to change out his neck for the flaming neck. And then putting in the batteries for the head. And then here's that flame pillar here, which I'm really excited about. 3 big batteries, so I'm thinking that flame pillar might last quite a while with those batteries on, compared to those small head batteries. And then you see how he can kind of be displayed, which I'll have to play with that. The directions aren't very clear in how he has to stand to be locked in, but I'm looking forward to getting this set up. So I'll get all these accessories put on, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So here's Johnny Storm with his effect pieces on, and the batteries installed at the base of the flame tower, and the batteries installed up in the head. This is really awesome. You know, I do wish they still had a full, you know, flame on Johnny like that, but this piece is really cool, really dynamic, super awesome. These flame effect pieces get put on. The one on the neck, the shoulders, doesn't want to stay on very well. And the batteries in the head, the on-off button doesn't really work. It's pretty much on. So I might just take those head batteries out because they're going to be dying soon anyway. But the flame effect pieces down here, the flame tower, those are 3 bigger batteries. So I think those are going to last a while. I won't have it on, but just for right now and for pictures, it does a pretty good job of lighting up. You know, it's for some reason right here in the middle, it's not lighting up, but down below and then up here, it's a cool idea, cool concept, and I think it turned out pretty good. And then he's just being held on by this flame piece right here. Really awesome. This is, man, I gotta say, Mezco, my faith had been shaken a little bit in some other stuff this year, but this release, this flame ball effect, this release is really cool. I mean, look at how cool this stuff looks. And if you get like light on it, you know, you can get it to glow almost like fire. Very, very cool. Now, I will say this fireball effect piece is pretty heavy. His wrist peg is bending. So I want to display him like this. He's not holding that flame effect as cool as I would like him to. I mean, it looks good here, but in person, the way it looks, I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's fine. That is just really, I can't get over how cool this is. And then he's got a fireball in this hand right here. He's holding that with a gripping hand. I didn't even use all the flame pieces. There's 3 more fireballs down here. That white rod I use for Sue for the shield is actually supposed to go connect to one of the ends of these fireballs. And you can put on his wrist like he shot it out. But I think him holding it almost like a pumpkin bomb, like Green Goblin, is cool. And there's a couple more flame effect pieces that go along the legs that I didn't use because I have them on the stand. You can have him standing like this with the flame effect pieces around his ankles and knees. Oh, there's supposed to be one that goes on the chest. What? How does that work? Is it magnetic? Nope. There's no magnets. I'll have to figure that out. There's supposed to be a piece that goes around his, according to the picture. According to this picture, check this out. There's a flame effect that goes around the 4. I've got to figure that out. Because if that's the case, that is really cool. But regardless, man, this is great. You can see the lines on his cheeks there. Let me get in focus there. Look at how cool. That battery is already starting to get light. But it does flame the top of his head. It lights up the top of his head, the flame there. Man, this is really cool. I'm gushing over this. Like I said, I'm a huge Fantastic Four nerd, so seeing them get this detail like this, man, that is cool. Look at that shot. Jeez. So yeah, this is Johnny. Again, he's got a bunch of more flame effects and fireballs I didn't use. But this is how I'm going to display him in my Detolf. Firing some fireballs at Doom when Doom arrives. Hopefully soon. I can't wait for Doom, my favorite villain in Marvel. So yeah, this is Johnny Storm by Mezco. The next up is Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Okay, so here's Reed Richards and everything he comes with. This is really cool. Reed can stretch Mr. Fantastic, right? So he comes with this elongated torso and elongated neck and legs and big hands. And all these items here are all bendable. And they hold their pose great. Just like the street light that Ben came with and the iron girder, all this stuff bends really good. Mezco really did a great job with this. I haven't put them together yet, but we'll take that step next. Then he comes with 4 other hands, a pointing hand, and I think this is the controller to control Herbie, I believe. Again, I don't know much about Herbie, but there's Reed. And this is the head sculpt he comes with in the packaging. So we'll just get a little closer shot of Reed here. Again, this is kind of the stern look Reed. Like he's like either in a fight or he's thinking really hard about some science project, right? As Reed does. This is a really great sculpt. Got the white hair on the sides like Reed has in the comics. This is probably the head sculpt I'm going to use. Classic Reed. Although I'll put on the one where he's smiling. This one's kind of cool too. I mean, this is, good-hearted Reed right here. Good-natured Reed. Happy-go-lucky Reed. That's a really good head sculpt too. Mezco did a really good job. And the flesh tone on these are all good. Some Mezco figures, the flesh tone is just off. Like that Justice League set with Superman, Batman, and Flash. The tones were off on the paint there. Almost like they had orange pigment to their skin. It was weird. But this pigment is right on. You can see his cheekbones, the facial features there. Really cool stuff. And then if you like a more modern Reed, even though this is kind of a classic set, you've got the Reed with the beard. Which, I won't be displaying him with this. This is the more modern look. But it's cool they threw that in. Clean shaven. The beard looks really good. Got the gray on the side again. Really good. You know, this almost looks like what's his face from The Office when they had play in this Doctor Strange too. The fan casting that we all wanted to have happen. John something, I forget his name now. A little bit, but yeah. As far as MCU Fantastic Four, I really hope they don't go through the origin. I hope they have something like Fantastic Four have been lost in another like multiverse dimension, and they've just been out of action. Maybe Doom is there, right? And Galactus, and they come into phase 6 it would be for Marvel now, phase 6 or end of phase 5, and we don't have to have all their origin. Maybe a quick 5-10 minute blurb of what happened while they were there. But man, I would love to see the guy from The Office and his wife Emily Blunt play Reed and Sue. I think it would be great. I just hope they get the casting. Whoever they get, I hope they get casting good. I've heard that it's going to be, oh boy, Oscar Isaac. No, not Oscar Isaac. The guy that played Mandalorian. I forget his name now too. But he's supposedly being cast as Reed, which I think it's an odd pick. Anyway, getting back to the figure, I'm kind of going off on a tangent because I love Fantastic Four so much. This is a cool head sculpt. I'm going to put back on the serious look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out the body with the elongated one and get a pose and then see how that looks. All right, so I've got all the bendy pieces on Reed, and it is out of control crazy. So there's Reed. I got his neck on. Let me zoom out. This thing is over 12 inches tall right now, and he's not even standing straight. But look at how bonkers that is. That is bonkers. You got to use the flight stand, otherwise he'll fall. But yeah, that is really cool. I don't know that I'm gonna use all these pieces because she's just so tall. These boots, pop off. The right boot or the left boot was really hard to put in the ball joint. I had a difficult time. But his chest or his abdomen went in no problem. Popped in great. And again, all this is bendable. His arms bend really good. His boots bend. This torso bends to some degree. And the neck bends to some degree. So this is just really cool. I think the only thing Reed's missing that I wish he would have come with is a lab coat. I think a white lab coat for Reed would have been a cool accessory. I would have taken that over Herbie, honestly. But yeah, this is awesome. It's so far out of focus here, but you can see how you can just bend this any which way. He bends really good. The neck bends. The neck is kind of weird because how it goes into the ball joint. You can't really get it to do too much because of how it goes into the ball joint. But yeah, you can see there it's kind of like sticking out weird. Got to push that back in like that, and that kind of makes it difficult for his head to go. I might not use the neck in my display. I'll definitely use at least one long arm, and the boots probably, and the torso. There's a lot of options here with Reed. You can use the small hands if you want on this instead of the big ones. You can use the small boots. A lot of different playability for this whole set actually. I'm really impressed with what they've done. Mezco has earned my trust again. Super great job on this. I can't say enough about this set so far. And we still have Herbie to go through. So we'll get to Herbie. He'll be real quick. I won't spend a lot of time on him, but I still want to show you guys the set. Yeah, so this is really cool. Again, they all come with a good amount of accessories. And I think Mezco put a lot of time and thought into what they should do for each one. The only thing missing, I think, like I said, is a lab coat for Reed when he's normal size. That would have been cool to have. But other than that, there's Reed. There's Bendable Mr. Fantastic. And then we'll head to Herbie next. All right, and finally, the last piece of this set is Herbie. I forget what it stands for. It's an acronym for something. But it's something that Reed uses, like a mobile lab, a little robot. Again, I don't know much about it. The comics I read didn't really have him, but it's a cool little bonus. He has some accessories here, some booster pieces, effect pieces, and these are, if you take his arms off, you can close them up. But just kind of real quick detail with this guy. You know, his arms are on ball joint, so they can move real good. His elbows, you know, go past 90. His little hands open up like pincher claws. Head is on a ball joint. No, it's hard to tell what the head's on. It's like, oh, this neck is rubber. That neck is rubber. And it has like some sort of maybe like metal endoskeleton inside of that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the whole neck is rubber. And then his little booster legs move. Now there's some secret things going on with this guy, almost like a little transformer that I didn't realize he came with. So I'm gonna get him all set up and then show you guys what else he can do. It's pretty neat. All right, here's Herbie with some different look. I got his flame effect pieces. His arms are off, and there's just little caps that'll cover up. So he's hovering, and he actually has it's called an onboard supercomputer. So something Reed, you know, would use to work, you know, his magic. And then it's got a sliding analysis tray up here. And as you can see, these little test tubes, there's a little test tube it comes with. And you can put it inside there like he's analyzing a test tube. His eyes do come out. As you can see, his eyes come out and they go in. And then those test tubes around the back is a mobile lab. And every one of these little test tubes comes out. I have to use tweezers. But as you can see, you know, every one of them comes out. And they're all different colors. But they all pull out. So you can maybe have like Reed holding these, like he's, you know, doing scientific whatnots. But pretty cool. So it's not just a little robot floating around. He actually has his computer. It'd be cool if they had some type of like sticker here. Instead of just a blue screen. It's like he's turned off right now. But if it's some type of display like Reed's analyzing something, you know. But yeah, it's really cool detail on this Herbie accessory, I guess you call them. Figure maybe? I don't know. But yeah, all those little test tubes go back in there, and then this hatch closes up. Supercomputer hatch closes up, and then the what do they call this? Analysis tray slides in. So, you know, not a pretty cool addition to the set. I know Hasbro, you know, what do they call them? Marvel Legends. They had a Herbie that came with the set. I do have some of the Fantastic Four figures from a couple years ago with the Hasbro wave, back when I was collecting Hasbro stuff. Now I'm just like pretty much Hot Toys, 1/12 scale, like Mezco figures, and Hot Toys or like sometimes third-party stuff. But yeah, this is Herbie. A cool addition. I probably won't display him. I don't think there'll be room to display him in my Detolf with the Fantastic Four and Doom. But it's pretty cool. It'd be good for, you know, photos. If you have like Reed in a lab situation, he's working with Herbie, maybe on the computer or with a test tube. So a pretty cool set. So that's the last thing in the set. I've gone through all the figures, the nice tin it comes with, and this Herbie figure. I'll probably do one more shot showing you all four of my figures in the Detolf real quick. Yeah, so here they are in the Detolf. Really cool. I'm really loving these figures, how they all look together as a team. I love that they did a 4-pack. You know, it wasn't cheap by no means, but the fact you get all four together, and I'm gonna have Doom in the middle here. I'll probably change their poses a little bit, like they're all coming to attack Doom. But you know, this to me is a home run from Mezco. And I haven't had a home run release from Mezco in quite a while. So my faith and confidence in Mezco is up there again. I hope Doom, when he shows up, is just as good quality as this. Apparently there's some metal parts on him, so looking forward to that. I hope he's a home run. He should be coming soon. I know they're charging for him. It shows they're shipping on the website. So I'm hoping to have him pretty soon to add him to the collection. But yeah, if you guys are Fantastic Four fans, and you can still get this set somewhere, I would say do it. It's worth it. It is well worth it. The accessories, they all come with multiple head sculpts. They didn't cheap out on this set. Really nice. So let me know what you guys think. I know this is going to be a long video when I compile it all together, but it's a lot to go over. It's like 4 separate figure reviews, or 5 if you include Herbie. So let me know what you guys think. Are you getting this? You know, do you like the set? Anything you wish they would have come with? I think the only thing really missing is a lab coat for Reed. Other than that, everything is really cool. I love it. So let me know your thoughts.